Hi there, this is Ashley. And last but not least, we are going to go over how to find book review bloggers for Kindle indie authors. So let's see. Okay, so essentially there's three steps to finding reviewers for your Kindle book. The first step is to go to Google and search for book review blogs plus your genre. And second step is to read their review policy and determine whether your book is a good fit. And third is send them an email pitch using one of the templates included in this product. So we're just going to run through a quick example of how to implement this system. We're going to open up our browser and head on over to Google. Okay, so let's say that you've written a nonfiction book. Let's start with that. So we'd go book review blog nonfiction. Okay, so as you can see, there's lots of different results here. The nonfiction detectives, well, that looks like a good candidate, so we'll open that in a new tab. Let's see. Staffer's book review, we'll open that in a new tab. Anything that looks promising, I usually open in a new one. Citizen Reader and the book musings, we'll look at all those. Okay, so the first one, the Nonfiction Detectives, is a review site that specializes, as you can see, in children's books that are nonfiction. So that might be a possible candidate, but only if your book is for children, obviously. So let's take a look at Staffer's book review. Let's see, they have an about link. Let's check that out. Okay, so what we're going to need to do is look at their review policy, which we'll talk about more in a second. Okay, so here it says that they're open to submissions on topics that revolve around science fiction, fantasy, and other forms of speculative fiction, which means they are not really a nonfiction site. So we're going to go ahead and close that one. That doesn't look like a good fit. The book musings, here we go. Now this site says a book review blog that covers literary fiction, classics, thrillers, and even a bit of everything else. So sounds like they're kind of open to any genre. So it's just going to be determined on a case-by-case basis. So, which brings me to my, we'll go one more page on here because that wasn't like a spectacular turnout. Okay, we'll try maybe this one. And you will notice too that most of the book blogs, the independently ran book blogs, do fiction primarily, but a lot of them are still open to reviewing nonfiction on a very case-by-case basis. So, you may have to just, give them a try before you know for sure. So, we'll look a little further. Here's one that says indie book reviewer. That's a good sign. We'll check that out. Words with books. We'll try that. Yeah, maybe this. Okay, that looks like possibly a good one. Okay, so let's check those out real fast. Okay, so this says on this blog you'll find lots of nonfiction book reviews with a sprinkling of book reading related posts and book blog events. This looks like it may be a very good candidate. So she's got categories like religion, spirituality, science, parenting, lifestyle, health, food, all sorts of different non-fiction categories. So this is definitely one we want to keep open for now. And let's see. Indie book reviewer, a guide for indie authors. Okay, so this is cool. This has a list of different blogs that cover hopefully nonfiction. We'll close that for now. We'll come back to that later. Words with Books. Indulge in some serious inspirational book talk. They have a whole section here devoted to nonfiction, and it looks like they have lots of subcategories. So I would keep that open for now. Let's see, Misprint. What do we have here? A blog about books, writing, reading, and some other stuff besides. Okay, we'll check that out in greater detail in a moment. And site here, which was this one. And this is, again, only going to be good if it's for kids. So now the next thing that we need to do real quick is we're going to read the review policy of each site, or we're going to at least skim it over, I mean, pretty thoroughly. So, and when you do that, there's 3 things that you need to be looking for to find out. The review policy on a site should answer all of these questions. The first one's, do they review books in your genre? So you want to kind of make sure of that. And sometimes, I mean, that's usually going to be on the review policy page, but you can kind of gather, a feeling just by checking out usually the homepage or the about. The second question is, do they accept self-published books? Some review blogs will and some won't. So, and that's a huge one. Like, you don't want to submit or pitch a book to any sites that flat out are not willing to consider self-published books. So pay attention to that for sure. And last but not least is, are they even open to submissions at all right now? And the trouble is that, like, there's so many new indie authors that, like, they hit up these book review blogs and there's so many submissions that, like, they occasionally have to shut down their submissions for a time so they can catch up with their reading log. And so, that's a fairly common thing to see happen on a lot of blogs. So you definitely want to make sure that they're still currently accepting submissions when you before you go to pitch them. So let's go ahead and check out the ones that we have here. So it's usually going to be called review policy. That's almost always what it's called. So we'll find that right here on this one. Okay, this is nice and short and sweet. It says, our goal is to review quality nonfiction books for children ages 5 through 18. Publishers may send us a copy of nonfiction books. We accept gallery. We are selective about which books we review. Therefore, not all books receiving publishers will be reviewed and posted on the blog. So to me, that says they're probably not willing to deal, and it also says they're librarians. So I'm guessing they probably don't accept self-published authors. So we'll go ahead and close that. Okay, so the book musings, we want to go review policy, which is right here. And usually they're a little longer like this, but it says, if you're an author, publisher, or publicist, and you landed on this page, I thank you for considering my blog for review purposes. Okay, which books will I review or consider? I love literary fiction, mystery thrillers, and sometimes young adult fiction. Please check out the About Me for information. Okay. Not interested to include romance, erotica, science fiction, and fantasy. I do make exceptions and would consider nonfiction, memoirs, and religious fiction. Okay. Now, here's another cool tidbit. It says that I review every book I read. I will post a review on my blog, Goodreads, and Amazon. So that's cool. That's a bonus. That's a plus if you find someone who's willing to do that. Otherwise, you need to ask them. Okay. This one prefers to receive physical books, so that's important. Okay, so it looks like this is a possibility. So, you might want to consider pitching them. Let's take a look at the next one. This one was one of the better looking ones for our particular genre. So we're going to go up here to policies. And she doesn't actually have a review policy listed here. So we'll try about. Okay, so here she's talking about her preferences. So I don't see a review policy. We could try contact. Here we go. Okay, so she has hers in a different place. So you might have to look around, dig a little bit for it. So if you have a question or comment about books or my site, I'd love for you to contact me. I'm currently only accepting new books from PR companies, publishers, and such I'm already working with. So unfortunately, this is not going to be a go for us. So that's a shame, but we'll close that for now then. Okay, so words with books. Let's go review policy on this one. Okay. At this time, I am not accepting any reviews. Please check back later. And this is exactly what I was talking about when I said that some of them are just too busy. However, it does say calling all authors, publishers, and publicists. So that's a good sign. That means that when she catches up with her reading log, she is probably willing to go ahead and review your book, possibly. So, you know, I would save this one anyway because she's got her email here. She's willing to do books from authors, and you probably just have to give her some time to catch up with her her current reading list. So we'll keep that for now. Okay, so misprint. We want to go review policy. I'm always happy to accept review requests, but the fact remains there are a lot of books out there. She can't review everything. As such, I cannot accept review requests for self-published titles. Okay, so she's a no-go. We'll close her. So you get the idea. So then let's say that, for example, maybe we want to reach out to this blogger, okay? So we need to find her email. Oh, and she actually has a contact me link that she prefers. A lot of reviewers don't put their email on there for spam purposes. So here you would just say something. You would use the template that I have in this product, and you would fill in your name, your website if you want, subject, review request, and then you would paste my template in here after you've edited it and changed the parts that are in bold, and then you wait to hear back. So that's pretty much all there is to it, folks. That's pretty much the process. So good luck, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. My email's right here. Thanks a lot for watching.